crap, all the way up. Ash catches Riolu, goes thing evolves, goes Scorpion evolves, all that crap. Let's just get on to the Darkest Day arc. Christian has... Now let me explain all the evolutions that have happened over this time. And let me explain his new team. His team is Toxel, Corviknight, Linoone, Galarian Linoone. He's also got a Dreepy, or actually a Drapple, or a Draco, whatever the second evolution of Dragapult is. He's also got a Growlithe, I'm kidding, he's an Arcanine, and his Sirfetch'd, which is still a Farfetch'd. Okay, no, we're not giving him Farfetch'd. He doesn't have the final team member. Actually, no, his final team member is Alakazam. Alakazam! As now it's time for the Darkest Day arc. Christian's flying on top of Corviknight, Ash is fighting on top of Dragonite, and of course your boy Leon. Your boy Leon is not fighting, but using his Charizard. Christian goes, so where are we headed? As then Christian says, Corviknight, Brave Bird! As it collides straight into the bird, aka what I mean by bird is... Oh yeah, and let me explain a little bit about Christian Toxel. It's not like a normal baby Toxel. This thing's got this fighting spirit of Ash's Riolu. It's got that kind of fighting spirit. So it will not go down without a fight. So whatever. So Ash would be fighting Chairman Rose, Go would be fighting Oleana, and Christian would actually meet someone named Bede. Christian sends out, and Bede sends out Hatterene and Gardevoir. Christian sends out Linoone and Toxel. Christian says, Toxel, use Poison Sting. Linoone, Night Slash. He goes, nah. Gardevoir easily uses a barrier attack to block it, and then launches them back with like a Reflect. And then they're really attacking, using full force, but Toxel's baby-sized attack stat, and then also how weak it is not doing a lot. Then Bede's Gardevoir creates a humongous attack, which is a Shadow Ball. It creates a giant Shadow Ball. As it launches it down, which then I'm kidding. Then Linoone jumps in front with a Night Slash to block. As it's getting pushed back, Toxel, not wanting to let its friend go down, rushes in as it pushes forward. As he goes, nah! As Christian says, guys, stop! But then Toxel starts to evolve as it goes, no, we need the correct music for this. Dang it, I was watching Fleeting Flames, don't worry. As it turns into Toxtricity in its amped form. As then it blasts through the Shadow Ball and goes, Dah! as then it creates a poison jab in like a blade form, as then it cuts through Gardevoir, defeating it in one shot. Then it starts to go head to head, but then B does a cheeky move and knocks out Linoone with a Moonblast from his Hatterene. As then, enraged, it uses its signature move, Overdrive, as it goes as it hits Hatterene, who blocks it. Then he says, Gigantamax! As then Gigantamax, remember, they're unwinded. Christian goes, dang it! But then his Dynamax band goes off, as it goes, and then he goes, I can Dynamax? But then it looks weirder. It doesn't look like Dynamax, as he returns it going, duh, go? But then his voice changes as he says, wait a minute. I saw on an ancient newspaper that this thing can act, that Toxtricity can actually Gigantamax. He goes, Gigantamax! As he throws up using Gigantamax, Toxtricity. Ash sees that throughout the window with his newly evolved Lucario. Go sees it with his Cinderace. Then on top of it, as he goes, as then these two giant beasts are clashing. He's using his giant bat/staff, Toxtricity, to bash him in. This is basically Godzilla vs. Kong, but it's also not. Toxtricity is like Kong. He's literally bashing in. But here's the thing. Hatterene's not Godzilla, because Hatterene would fight back. Hatterene launches a Max Psychic, but then it's blocked by the giant ray thingy, as then it uses its Max Attack, Max Overdrive I think it's called, as it wipes it off the face of the planet. And then Hatterene faints as long... Okay, never mind. They don't see a Gigantamax Toxtricity. I lied. But he does defeat in head and says, return, Linoone! He says, Toxtricity! As Toxtricity is happy, as remember, it's its amp form. I was going to give it a special form, but I couldn't think of one. I was going to maybe give it like a different color. I was going to give it either green, because like Ash's Lycanroc was kind of green, its eyes. I also thought of red. I was going to say purple on purple, but no. As they rush in to go help Ash, but Ash already beat him as they all run to the roof. Ash says, whoa, what is that Pokemon? To both of them. Christian goes to say at the same time, this is Cinder Toxtricity, as they both say it at the same time. But then Ash says, slowly please. Ash says, go you first. Christian goes, never. Go says, this is Cinderace. Or as Japanese pronunciation, Isaban. And since I don't really know the Japanese pronunciation of Toxtricity, since it's never actually been in the anime, don't know why, that's why I'm choosing it, because it's never been in the anime. No one has it. As he goes, this is Toxtricity. He goes, we took down this weird trainer named Beat. I'm pretty sure he works for Mr. Chairman Rose. Ah, crap. So after this, he finally, they fight Eternatus. Kirsten says, Poison Jab! As Toxtricity throws its Poison Jab spear into Eternatus, which barely does anything. Ash and Ghost tell Cinderace, Pikachu, and Lucario to use Thunderbolt, Aura Sphere, and Pyro Ball, which collide. Then Zacian and Zamazenta come after. They all get obliterated. Christian says, Ash, go! Take care of this! He says, as Zacian and Zamazenta are summoned, Christian says, he says, everyone! He says, Ash, point all your attacks into Toxtricity's blade! As he goes, ta! As he creates another Poison Jab in its hand. As then Ash says, Aura Sphere! But Lucario refuses as it walks up to Toxtricity and puts its hand, since it's not effective, and puts Aura into it, making it blue. Then Cinderace with the fire. Then Pikachu with lightning. With electricity. Toxtricity gets a rainbow blade as he goes, Toxtricity! As then he pulls it back and slices through, defeating Eternatus as then they catch him. After Eternatus is caught, let's just go into Mewtwo. So after Eternatus is sealed away, Christian is using his new Toxtricity a lot, which is making his other Pokemon feel left out, but he says that they'll train, as they're training a lot. Then he decides that Toxtricity needs a break because of how much it's been training, as then he takes Linoone, because Linoon's the next in line, as all of his Pokemon have gotten a lot of training besides Linoone, who is angered at its loss. And then it challenges Toxtricity to a battle, which it loses. He says he kills it to please calm down, as he's mad. Then, after that, they head to go find Mewtwo. They head in, as then Christian sends out his Pokemon, Toxtricity, Ash sends out Lucario after he gets wrecked, and Go sends out Cinderace, and also Pikachu too. These are battling, but they all get wrecked. Mewtwo's about to end these men's whole career with a Psystrike, but Linoone comes in and slices it in half somehow with amazing power. As he says, ugh, as it and Mewtwo are going at each other, as the Badger, aka Linoone, because it's basically based off a badger. You're not late, Drew. You're not late. So he is angered, as it's basically using its inner badger, because remember, badgers are barely ever afraid of anything. As these two are going nuts on each other. As then Mewtwo shoots multiple Shadow Balls, which it's getting cut through. Then Mewtwo decides to shoot another Shadow Ball, but then Linoone just takes it because it doesn't affect it. Then it shoots a Psystrike, which does nothing again because it doesn't affect it. But then, because of Mewtwo's sheer power, it creates a compressed one, which it launches at maximum velocity. AKA he yeets it. And this actually hits Linoone, not really because of how it doesn't do damage, but because how powerful that compressed attack is. It hits Linoone, who is holding onto it with its bare paws, as it tries to cut through it, but its claws break. Its Night Slash breaks, as Christian is worried that poor, whenever I say a word multiple times, I'm thinking of what to say next, just saying. Poor Linoone. But then, again, this is an episode later, it evolves into Obstagoon, as he crushes the Shadow Ball and creates an Obstruct to block all the rest of its attacks. It roars using a Throat Chop to knock back Mewtwo. But then Mewtwo launches a full-powered compressed attack, really knocking out Obstagoon. As he goes, "You fought and well," in a nice British accent. And yeah, basically they just get annihilated, and I gotta do another review before I can get the rest of the series done. That'll probably be